Welcome to our Google Analytics Power Webinar series. Today we will be having the third in our series. Today, Roberto Croce will be joining us and speaking about the ROI of Google Analytics Premium. Here is Roberto. Roberto is with Google and he's based in EMEA in Dubai. My name is Eric Fettman. I am analytics trainer and coach with Enor, and I will be facilitating the webinar today. Here's a little bit of background about Enor. Here are our offices throughout much of the world. We specialize in web and mobile analytics with a focus on Google Analytics and also qualitative analytics in terms of voice of the customer and social analytics as well. Here are some of our clients, and specifically some of our clients based in MENA. Here are some of the analytics tools that we develop and offer. Here's our upcoming book, Google Analytics Breakthrough, hopefully May 2016. And if you can, please join us for training March 15th through 17th in Riyadh, May 29th through 31st in Dubai, and also we have dates in cities throughout the U.S. For more information, visit us at e-nor.com/training. If you have questions during the training, please go ahead and use the question feature that's located in your control panel. And also, if you have questions about Premium at any time, especially after the webinar, please feel free to email Roberto directly at rcroce@google.com. And if you have questions about training or about potentially licensing Google Analytics Premium, please contact my colleague Abdullah Al-Kilani, abdullah@e-nor.com. And now we will move into the actual content of our webinar today, Google Analytics Premium for Enterprise Scale ROI. I am going to go ahead and turn it over to Roberto at this point. Roberto, welcome.
Hello everyone. Thanks, Eric, for the introduction. Welcome everyone to this webinar. We will be focusing today our session on mastering Google Analytics Premium and giving an introduction to enterprise analytics. So, first of all, who am I? So, Eric already introduced myself. I'm Roberto. I work at Google since 5 years now. I'm leading our enterprise analytics team here in emerging markets, EMEA emerging markets. I'm based out of Dubai. I joined Google in the DoubleClick team, and I'm working in the analytics team since 3 years' time now. The agenda for today, we would like to start, discussing the challenges that we see with analytics in MENA region, but common challenges that we see with analytics and why large organizations, enterprises should think about enterprise analytics solutions, and how we are solving these challenges via an enterprise-level solutions like Google Analytics Premium. The challenge with analytics today is that enterprise-sized organizations need enterprise-level data solution. The question we want to address today with this webinar is basically, what does enterprise mean to you when we talk about analytics? How a modern analytics solutions can address the enterprise-level needs and requirements that your organization might have. And that's why, because enterprise needs are sophisticated. The right analytics solutions has to scale for not just a few people, but throughout the whole company. And we will see that if it's not only about technology. In fact, we believe that to capitalize fully on the potential of digital marketing, advertisers need to embrace advanced enterprise-level analytics solutions. They need to learn from the wealth of data that digital technology provides. They need to address fragmentation in digital strategy, but also in teams, tools, and data, and make full use of the capabilities of digital talent. So the key message is it's also about people politics, processes within an organization, and not only technology. The top challenges we often hear about when it comes to deploy and operationalize enterprise analytics solutions in an organization are all about management support and resources, unified technology. Just think that 75% of organizations believe that integrated platforms could meet all of their needs, and the reality today is that too many systems and vendors are used. Unifying and sharing customer data. Think that 82% of marketers fail to see a single view of the customer, even though it's one of their top priorities. And 60% of marketers still struggle with real-time personalization of content. Enterprise users want to view conglomerate data from multiple properties in a single interface. So users want to be empowered to better understand the overall picture of their business, compare the performance of different business units, and study the cross-domain and cross-app journey of visitors. I often hear about big data, think big, go big, but in my mind, nothing can be further from the truth. Large cumbersome projects often take vast resources to come to fruition and a considerable amount of time. And while they're not noble in their pursuit, they do help to address the here and now. Often when I ask about how to approach these issues, the image of a microscope comes to my mind. If you ask me why, it's because it keeps me grounded in a simple notion that small movements can often yield big discoveries. Small wins add to big impact. So the way in which we recommend customers to approach these issues is to try and simplify and get back to the basics. We recently studied in the US, together with Boston Consulting Group, where we demonstrated that advertisers using advanced segmentation and targeting techniques and tackling performance barriers can achieve a 32-33% improvement in cost per action, CPA, along with increased consumer engagement and campaign performance. Some advertisers in this study improved CPA by more than 50%. Even those that thought they were already operating at the best practice level were surprised to see such gains. In my opinion, there are interesting parallels between the world of sports and the world of data analytics. Think about people. Most fans acknowledge that championships teams are made up of more than just one or two all-star players. Even superstars like Michael Jordan needed a solid supporting cast of teammates before they could compete of a championship. The legendary racing driver Michael Schumacher needed equally talented engineers, mechanics, and pit crew members in his Ferrari team in order to dominate Formula One racing. Having the right talent and sufficient resources on your digital analytics team is crucial to your long-term data-driven success. Championship sports teams also forge a winning culture that permeates their entire organization. Everyone puts the greater goals of the team before individual agendas or internal politics. None of this championship team immediately started with a winning culture. Over time, it was developed, nurtured, and enshrined. Plugging in a digital analytics solution will not automatically transform your company into a data-driven organization. A data-driven culture will need to be purposefully cultivated over time. And this is not easy. Let me tell you one secret. Data is difficult. We collect data from customers in different ways, for different communication channels, using different technologies. This creates different data sets that do not talk to each other. We have to extract, transform, and load ETL this data into a common database where we can perform analysis into the data warehouse, then in the cloud. The technology breakthrough that got the name Big Data comes from solving this problem. The mainframe analytics system is too slow and the disk is too expensive, so we use many small inexpensive disk drives, but the data still has to get into the mainframe for analysis. So we need a technology that makes data easier. This is not the shocker here. Number of consumer touchpoints has exponentially increased. The info data collected is infinitely bigger than the past and more complex than it used to be. We already see it today with the rise of connected TVs, wearables, streaming radio, on-demand video, self-driving cars, digital billboards. And while the day has dawned for the connected consumer, the trend will eventually evolve into a more simple yet sophisticated way of viewing a consumer. Where data simple becomes data, it will not matter where it's sourced. You will see marketing budgets that were formerly TV heavy begin to allocate across various channels and do so in a data-driven, model-backed manner. So with these other strengths in mind, it will become easier to reach the consumer where the consumer wants. The things to consider for you as an enterprise are, how do you plan to analyze the data? And how do you plan to optimize your data? Our marketplace has historically lived and breathed off of the backwards-looking metrics, trying to play that old adage that past behavior is the best indicator for future behavior. This will become an obsolete way of thinking because everything will become real-time and personalized to the individual. Different KPIs or tracking solutions exist within and beyond markets there. We see different goals and different ways of measuring across divisions, such as in-store sales, call center sales, sales from digital marketing, search, display, social, email, and no single source of the truth. No way to analyze the implication of one marketing spend on all the channels. And let's get back for a while to our parallel between world of sports, as we said before, and the world of data analytics. When it comes to processes, the managers and coaches of championship teams are constantly developing and refining their tactics to help their teams execute more efficiently and effectively. These teams develop specific plays and in-game strategies that help them to beat their opponents. Remember that a superior team can be defeated by an inferior competitor when it fails to execute the game plan. So the message here is, to have an effective digital analytics program, it is important to develop also internal best practices and well-defined processes. But you need a simple technology to operationalize and build processes around it. And it's difficult to find experienced professionals. Your organization will need to determine how to best hire and retain this unique breed of talent. Although you can always recruit seasoned analytics talent from other companies, more and more organizations are finding success in grooming college graduates into future analytics experts. So you also need to think about investing in training, for sure. But in the end, when it comes to enterprise analytics, some companies just need more. And they may need more when it comes to infrastructure, to collect more data, to integrate data from different data sets, or when it comes to marketing, to analysis, to derive insights out from the huge volume of data that now they're able to collect from many different channels, many different platforms, and many devices. So let's have a look at how to solve this challenge with Google Analytics and how Google Analytics Premium can help. Again, don't forget about this. It all starts with asking meaningful and actionable questions of your data. No matter what technology you are going to adopt, this is the real starting point. Here you see a bunch of good questions, but thinking about your business, think about any good questions you can ask and have your team challenge the business and, before deploying the technology. The problem is, when it gets to get a proper answer to those meaningful questions, enterprise users can see the challenge. Technologies today are siloed, and technology in silos are inefficient. Think, as you see in this slide, that the average marketer is nowadays using plus and 5 different tools to run digital campaigns. This is insanely crazy. And what is the real challenge is that it's really difficult to get a holistic view of marketing. Even before getting a single view of the customer, getting an holistic view of your media spend across all these different challenges is really tough to achieve. And the reason being, all these technologies are siloed. They don't speak the same language. They use different data collection. They recognize users in way different ways. They have different algorithms through which they recognize users. And chances are that if you want to integrate all this siloed data together, you are going to run into nightmare projects with low level of accuracy. And all this is not going to be meaningful for your business. So it will be a huge waste of time. So what are we trying to achieve when we are trying to put technology together? And what we are trying to solve for is developing technologies that speak seamlessly each other and will avoid you to try to integrate data and ending up using still a spreadsheet or an Excel file, because that's not the most efficient way where you can use technology. As a technology provider, what we are trying to solve is to develop a technology that can integrate media, ad-centric data with site-centric data, and then can get you access to raw data, so you can really deep dive into user-level analysis, and you can build ROI on top of it. You can build insights based on the data that you can get access to. The way to look at this is, if we start from the assumption, as we said before, that technologies today are in silos, and being in silos are inefficient, if we try to make this a little bit more concrete rather than abstract, you will see that most of the technologies you have in-house can be grouped into three main areas. One is cross-channel digital media, so the technologies you use to run your advertising and media buying solutions, like, for example, DoubleClick, where you want to run your digital campaigns across different channels: display, mobile, video, search, social, email. Then you might have adopted solutions technology that are all about cross-platform engagement, better understanding the behavior of your user across different devices, better understanding data, and deploying tags across all the campaigns, across platforms, across devices. And of course, you still have in-house your legacy technology about customer data management, CRM, data warehouses, BI tools that helps you get insights about offline customer behavior, offline customer data, but they're not speaking the online language, so they're not integrated with the online behavior of the user. Google Analytics Premium is deeply integrated with products and tools across the full Google suite. Cross-platform connections start with Google products like AdWords, Google Display Network, DoubleClick Digital Marketing, YouTube, and more. Premium, Google Analytics Premium also integrates with data offline data sources, including your CRM, to give you a complete view of customer behavior. Our data-driven attribution model can assign value to marketing touchpoints algorithmically across a customer's journey and show you the digital channels, devices, and keywords that truly drive incremental value. Businesses can easily integrate with BigQuery to analyze and join massive multi-terabyte data sets in seconds. And you can even take advantage of Google Tag Manager to complete the entire marketing suite. So if you look at these slides and you think that just for a while you can draw lines between these siloed technologies, what you can expect to get is, on the left-hand side of the slide, more accountability when it comes to marketing performance, because you would have a solution that is able to tie your ad-centric data, your media buying technologies, with your analytics, the behavior of the user and conversions on your properties. So then you're able to reuse this data, this first-party data that you know about your audience, for programmatic remarketing and for reaching the right user at the right moment, delivering a personalized message. On the right-hand side of this slide, you will see that if you're able to draw these lines and connections and integrate technologies between customer data management, CRM, and online behavior analytics, you can better map online customer behaviors to offline customer profiles and activity, and then you can, again, close the loop by uploading customer actions data to enrich the customer audience data that you have online and do better optimization, driving more insights about the audience that you are dealing with. In some ways, it's a bit like becoming a digital anthropologist, if you want, using your tools to uncover the truth about your customers. Who are your customers? What are their habits? Why is this the case? By understanding your customers, you can meet them on their own terms and in ways that will really resonate with them. This is really key. Now, many of you already seen this framework probably before, but in the context of people-centric strategy, it requires us to revisit and reinterpret implications. For example, for this framework, it means that we need to start accumulating data. And for accumulating data, data collection, it means that we have to make sure we have a comprehensive view of the customers themselves. It means piecing together all of the data you have about your customers in one place. So you need to adopt an enterprise-level solution like Google Analytics Premium that can handle bigger volumes of data with less sampling, with more data freshness, more custom variables, and can do proper data accumulation, data collection. Once you have a good data collection in place, you need to analyze the data. And for analyze, it means having the right specialized tools and techniques to really understand your customers, not just the related campaigns, channels, or sessions, but you really need to understand, do proper advanced segmentation, and probably activate this data then again back on different media marketing channels, media buying solutions. And when it comes to actionability, it means that we need concrete ways to turn these customer insights into action. That means either acquire, engage, retain your customers. So concrete marketing results. So the end goal that Google Analytics Premium enables for you, and this is, if you want, the end ROI that you can expect from adopting an enterprise-level solution like Google Analytics Premium, is that you can combine customer data in one system, so you can ensure that accurate data is available, accessible. You can deploy campaigns leveraging 360-degree view of customer data, but more importantly, you are adopting a solution that is open and connected with other sources of data, so you can really leverage an end-to-end effectiveness of your digital campaigns using one central point of measurement solution, deploying across different channels, devices, or platforms. So what it means is that if you want to deep dive a little more on the features of Google Analytics Premium, what you can expect is that Google Analytics Premium has a native integration with our Google DoubleClick suite of products. So on one hand, it means that we can deploy and easily natively integrate impressions data, clicks data, cost data from your digital campaigns into Google Analytics Premium. That means that you will have all this data flowing into Google Analytics Premium at different levels, like traffic sources, multi-channel funnels, attribution modeling. So whenever you need to have a better understanding of your campaigns and going beyond the last click, this data is critical and crucial to give you the insights that you need to really understand the end-to-end effectiveness of your digital campaigns. Because you will have all the impressions and clicks data within Google Analytics Premium, deduplicated across the same technology as DoubleClick, and you will be able to start having better insights when it comes to traffic sources, understand where the user is coming from which specific display banner or digital campaign, better understand the assisted conversions, so how the different channels interplay each other and if any synergies between channels in your media mix. Going down into the attribution modeling conversation, which Google Analytics Premium enables you to get algorithmic attribution. So really have an algorithm behind the scenes that is able to crunch the data, all of your data, keeping into account all the converting paths, the non-converting paths, and dynamically assign different weights to each touch point in all the journeys of your users and sum it all up to provide you as an insight, the model that adapts to your data, and from where you can start from to doing, better allocation of your budget across different channels. This is because all the data that you collect from different channels is really a huge, massive amount of data. And data collection mechanisms from different technologies, as we said before, are really different each other. So we really need to rely on algorithmic attribution if we want to derive some insights and have machine learning tell us what is the best model that can adapt to your data and see what are the channels that have an impact in uplifting conversions within the journeys that you have across your users. Also, if you need to go deeper into data, via Google BigQuery and Google Analytics Premium, given that these two pieces of technology are not siloed, but they are natively integrated, you can now get access to insights that you were not able to get from the free version of Google Analytics. Because via BigQuery, now you can get access to the raw data that Google Analytics Premium has about your users, full visitor ID level of data, so user level data that you can access in order to correlate this data, the behavior of the user and its conversion across different dimensions. So you can do mashups of data and you can add layers of data visualization using connectors with most common used data visualization tools in the market. And you can leverage the power of cloud solutions at Google at scale to access terabytes of data, your raw data, and really deeper understanding the behavior of your users online. Here is where we see customers that, for example, are using public libraries or best of breed business intelligence solutions to access this raw data and build the predictive modeling on top, predictive analytics, correlations of data. So this is where we see that there is a huge ROI adopting Google Analytics Premium, because this data, the raw data, is not exposed anywhere else, and you can really access insights at a user level, so you can really enable your lifetime value models, for example, because you need to get access to the raw data to properly do this kind of analysis. So to sum it all up, when it comes to Google Analytics Premium is a comprehensive solution that helps answer different challenges and requirements that enterprise organizations have today. When it comes to properly deploy tags across different digital marketing campaigns, across different platforms and channels. When it comes to integrate it to media buying solutions, so double-click in order to better understand the customer journey and the impact on acquisition channels and try to reduce CPA and increase ROI of your digital marketing campaign. When it comes to reallocating budget across different channels and using proper, advanced, sophisticated attribution solutions. When it comes to better track user behavior from mobile and see impact and engagement of users across mobile and mobile web and mobile apps. When it comes to better leverage Google media properties, Google data at scale, when you want to do proper advanced segmentation and then act on those segments to share the segments either on AdWords, GDN, or ad exchanging double-click bid manager, or when it comes finally to access to raw data in order to build mashups of data, user-level analytics, predictive models, lifetime value modeling, you need access to the raw full picture of data in order to make all these insights out of the platform. So this is what all Google Analytics Premium is about. And as we said before, this is the technology. And our effort, the effort that our engineering and product management team are doing is trying to keep this technology as simple as possible, because this is the best way we can help our customers to operationalize this technology within their companies, within enterprise level organizations. As we said before, remember the parallel with the sports team. This is not only about technology. We need good technology in place, but we also need to be able to make use of this technology. And the best way is, if we can adopt easy to use technology, easy to understand, easy to deploy and operationalize within the processes that we can set up within each one of our organizations. And the best practices we always recommend our customers when it comes to thinking about an investment in Google Analytics Premium is try to frame, the bigger problem into smaller problems, and try to set up your, best practices according to your organization. So the first thing is collect data right, because as in any IT system, garbage in, garbage out, right? So if you don't start collecting data the right way, probably you will fail at getting a single view of the customer. So what you need is a good collection system in place, but then you also need to integrate the data, because as we've seen before, the world is changing, the customer journey is changing. It's all about the moments that matter about your users, your customers, and they are connecting from many different devices and platforms. So you need to be ready to adopt technology that is designed to work together. And I hope I've shown you in this webinar how Google Analytics Premium is not integrated with other Google solutions and can be integrated and open to export data towards other systems and marketing automation solutions. But in the end of the game, the real value you can get and the ROI you can get out of Google Analytics Premium comes when you can activate the data. Because if you can leverage good technology to automate marketing decisions, is where you can act on the data. And for example, if you can use Google Analytics Premium as a tool for doing advanced segmentation of your audience is your asset when it comes to big data. Big data doesn't mean anything unless you connect data to your audience, to the customers, to the people you're talking to. So whenever you have this solution in place that enables you to seamlessly speak to your audience, not just to analyze the audience, but to act on the audience and share the segments, to natively integrate these segments into your marketing campaigns, then you can expect to see the ROI in return from your marketing campaigns, adopting this seamless technology. We mentioned before, we did a study with BCG in the US, where we can expect some interesting results when it comes to efficiency gains by adopting an integrated platform, and efficiency coming from concrete marketing results when it comes to reducing CPA or increasing ROI of your digital marketing campaigns. So I've included in this deck, that we can of course make it available, a bunch of deep dive features when it comes to Google Analytics Premium, especially when it comes to realize the value of enterprise level solutions and integration with advertising. So the key message here is, when you are able to adopt a solution like Google Analytics Premium that is natively integrated with DoubleClick, what you can expect is to leverage machine learning and Google at scale technology to act on your data and activate your impressions, click data from advertising to different media channels and marketing channels. What we are leveraging is proprietary machine learning prediction algorithms that can help you do advanced segmentation of users. And then, given the integration with global display buying across exchanges in real time, then you can expect to activate these audience segments across many different exchanges and media websites in the internet. So we can definitely share more details about how integration works, but the key point is that all these integrations will enable you to activate your data, make more efficient use of your data, and leverage an enterprise-ready solutions at scale that is easy to use and easy to operationalize within your company to make sure you can get the best ROI from this solution. So this is it for today's webinar. It was a high-level introduction to Google Analytics Premium and how Google Analytics Premium can add value to your business, what is the ROI you can expect out of Google Analytics Premium, what is the best practices that we recommend customers when it comes to properly collect data, integrate data with other sources of data, and then activate the data, which is where we see the real value proposition of the solutions that we are developing. And we also started our webinar discussing about what are the common challenges and requirements that we see across enterprise-level organizations. As Eric mentioned before, this was a high-level introduction, a short session to introduce enterprise analytics customer needs and how Google Analytics Premium can help address those challenges. I'm definitely available anytime should you have any questions, should you want to deep dive further about Google Analytics Premium offering and deep dive into the technical features that the product can provide to you. It has been a pleasure to be with you today, and let me say thank you to Inor for inviting me to this webinar, and look forward to be in touch with you in the future. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much, Roberto. Always a pleasure to work with you and to hear your perspective on Premium and the really powerful integrations that the Premium does offer. As Roberto mentioned, this was a high-level overview of many important features in Premium. We could have easily devoted the webinar just to any of these features. So if you do have additional questions, let me just switch back to our contact screen. So if you do have any additional questions, please feel free to contact Roberto or to contact Abdullah. We touched on a lot of really important features. Didn't have the time to get into them in terms of deep dive for data-driven attribution or the automated marketing through double-click based on your data, the remarketing, the active remarketing based on Google Analytics user segments, really activating the data. I don't think I've seen that expression before, but really activating the data to actively make your marketing perform for you. Analytics has to lead to action and has to lead to ROI. So taking advantage of the algorithmic support that Premium can offer in terms of both data-driven attribution reports within Google Analytics and also actively bidding based on your data, not to mention all of the additional analysis that you could do thanks to the automated export to BigQuery from Google Analytics Premium. These are all things that are in very, really next generation, next level of ROI, and hopefully we'll be able to circle back with Roberto and deep dive into some of these individual topics. But for now, thank you very much, Roberto. Thank you for those of you who have joined the webinar today. Again, our apologies for the technical difficulties last week. We do regret that, but thank you for watching the recording. Please make sure to stay in touch and please be on the lookout for, we have our upcoming webinars as well, and we will look to get into some of the Premium features as a deeper dive as we've mentioned. For now, if you haven't registered for the upcoming webinars, please check us out on the eNor website. If you just search for Google Analytics Power Webinar Series, you will find your way to the page where you probably registered for this webinar, and these other webinars are coming up, so we would love to have you join those as well. Thank you very much for your participation today, and best of luck with all of your pursuits. Any questions about Google Analytics or Google Analytics Premium, please make sure to be in touch with us. Thank you.